Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to hit you with a video. Now, I hope you all had a very good weekend. Mine was very busy. Had to work at my other job and everything, take care of business around the house, checking on family members, and also checking up on my comments and my emails. And also, I want to thank you all for sending me these stories. Now, please do not be upset. First of all, because I want to make that clear, is the fact that I get hundreds of emails a day. So if I don't get to your story or if I never get around to it, just know that I'm trying, because it's a lot of stories and a lot of people requesting certain things. Some requesting videos, some requesting counseling and all this other stuff. I'm not a counselor. I'm just somebody just express how I feel to the best of my ability, just basically common sense reasoning. But I want to thank the family members and also my subscribers who are also family for basically sending me this story. And this story is an update to a story that came out in November. We have a woman that went to a sleepover. Yes, we have a woman who went to the sleepover, and her name is Tamla Hornsford. And may she rest in peace. And my condolences goes out to her and also to her children and also to her husband and to her family. Now, she went to a sleepover, and basically while she was at the sleepover, allegedly they was consuming what they say large amounts of alcohol. Cool, grown folks, you can drink. Just drink responsible like the commercials say. But it's what happened later on that rose suspicion. Now, when they awoke, they allegedly found her dead in the backyard. Now, you might say, now, how did she go over to a slumber party or sleepover? It was really somebody's birthday party. And the birthday party was at this guy's, Jose Barrera's girlfriend's house, which I think is both of their house, but at Jose Barrera's girlfriend's house. And for those of you who are from the Forsyth County, Georgia area, you might know him from being a probation officer. Yes, he's a court-appointed, probation officer. He's an officer of the court. That's what I meant to say, which means he's somewhat of a cop, a police, basically, because when they do raids and stuff, sometimes you have a state trooper, probation and parole, and the police that go in and arrest people. So he's basically a cop. Now, this incident took place at his girlfriend's house in the backyard, and it was Jose Barrera who made the 911 call. And this is what he said before I dive into the story. He says this right here. He says, she's lying in the backyard, basically on the patio downstairs. She's not moving one bit. She's not breathing, he told dispatchers. I'm noticing a small cut on her right wrist. Now, if you fall off a balcony and it's grass, how do you allegedly fall off the balcony and it's grass on the ground? How do you get a cut on your wrist? Okay, we'll let that slide. And then he goes on to say, him, Jose Barrera, the probation officer, well, ex-probation officer now because they fired him. He also said she's not breathing whatsoever. I don't know if this cut was self-inflicted. Why would he put that on there if the woman is lying dead, motionless, not breathing? Shouldn't you be talking more about the fact that she's laying and she's not breathing than some little cut or whatever? But it turned around, it was a big cut, and she ended up having broken bones and a lot of stuff. And they found this out once the family hired their own medical examiner. Now, also, what's so strange is this story kind of reminds me of the movie Get Out. Even when I first heard it, even when we first reported on it some months ago, it reminded me of the movie Get Out. And that's why you have to be careful, the people you go around. And you would think that by this woman going to these people's house, that they know her very well, and that you could trust these people with your life. So if something was to happen to you, they would be the first ones to try to help you. But not in this case. It seems like everybody is covering up every damn thing. Now, before I start the story, also this guy, Jose Barrera, and the reason why he was fired, and the reason why I said ex-probation officer, because he took it upon himself to go through the arrest records, the reports, and look up the people's statements and what all was said, and also to harass this woman named Michelle Graves, her mom also. And this is what Michelle Graves said. I will leave a link into that, where she basically exposed him and said they was harassing her and tried to have her arrested when she went over there questioning what happened to her friend, just like many of you all were done for those who give a damn about their friend. But it comes out also that they have closed the case down and they have ruled the mother of five's death accidental, and basically saying it was related to blunt force trauma, a fall, and also alcohol poisoning. And for those of you who don't know what alcohol poisoning is, and my people out there who probably drunk a lot in a small time, for those who don't drink, if you drink too much in a short period of time, you will get it. And alcohol poisoning occurs when someone consumes a toxic level of alcohol, usually in a short time. Symptoms are much more severe than those of merely being drunk, because you basically poison your damn bloodstream. Now, symptoms include abnormal breathing, vomiting, hypothermia, unconsciousness, and even death. But it does not say you have cuts and broken bones on your wrist. I'm going to read a snippet from this story and I'm going to give my opinion. Surely, as we go. Mother of five's death ruled accidental. Investigation closing. They had like they couldn't wait to close this damn investigation. Now, investigators have ruled that the death of a mother of five during an overnight party was accidental after her death gained national interest online. They're like, we got to hurry up and put a lid on this. Tamla Hornsford, and may she rest in peace, was found dead in the backyard of a Forsyth County home in November 2018, the morning after she attended an adult slumber party. I'm telling you all right now, that's why I don't go around too many people no more. You never know what the hell people are involved in and how they really feel about you. But let you get hurt or let you be in a your time of need and see how many people will come to your rescue or will help you, or just tell the truth if something did happen to you. And also think about this: if you didn't do anything wrong, you have nothing to hide. But notice it's a pattern with everybody. I mean, it's all human nature. When people do wrong, what they try to do, they try to cover up, they try to investigate. Because if you ain't did nothing, you don't have nothing to worry about. You don't have to go dig in court records. You don't have to go see who made this statement, and harass people. That's when you're trying to cover some shit up. Now, at a news conference Wednesday, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office announced they were closing the case because investigators said there was no evidence of foul play in Hornsford's death. What you mean there's no evidence of foul play? You found a woman dead in the backyard and there's no blood where she was at. And this is what the family medical examiner said. No blood pooling anywhere. That's just like if somebody shoot you and you was to fall dead right there. What would happen? Blood would come out your body. It would be a blood pool, blood splatters or blood drops around you. But just say if you did get shot and you would sit there, that means somebody brought you there and placed you there. So they saying that she was pretty much already dead. They threw her off the deck into the backyard. And that's probably how the wrist ended up getting broken. Because if you're dead, you're going to fall any kind of way. And also, even if you're not dead, you still can break your damn wrist. But it makes more sense because the fact that if you have a person with cuts and there's no blood on the ground or anything, where did the person actually die at? Now, investigators cited the medical examiner who ruled that her injuries were consistent. The police, this the city medical examiner. And then we're going to hear what the family medical examiner said. Matter of fact, let me pull that up right now. Investigators cited the medical examiner who ruled that her injuries were consistent with a fall from the home's deck. So that's how she get the cut on her ring finger. That's how she get the cuts on her hand and also broken bones and a few more things. And then the family medical examiner that went back and checked over the stuff says that basically it's a lot more at hand. And he really don't really want to get into it because evidently it's some foul play. And I don't know if he's scared to really speak out, but he went on a radio show and said this to a radio DJ. My people, you probably heard that from the people from Georgia area. Now, the report said that a fall from a deck caused multiple blood force injuries and that acute ethanol intoxication was a contributing factor. Shit, how many times we go by a liquor store and see crackheads or people just out there, alcoholics, falling down? You don't see none of them dying, and they drink all day, every damn day. So you mean to tell me you have a person go out here and get sloppy drunk? You know the kinds that beg you for $1 or 50 cents. Hey man, you got a quarter on you, you got a dime on you. You like what? You want a hamburger or something? You want something to eat? No, they want a beer. Okay, but you don't see any of them dying and passing out, getting cuts, broken wrists from alcohol poisoning. Now, the news station was at the news conference where Mayor Joe Perkins said his detectives interviewed 30 people, including people at the party, family, and friends. Well, who all family and friends that you interview? Because we can't trust the people that's at the party because they are suspects. If you basically ask me, if you wind up dead somewhere and it's a group of 10 people around you, why go ask those group of 10 people and make them credible? Because it's a death involved. Are they not suspects? Tell me how this thing works. Now, no evidence or injury patterns indicative, of an assault or foul play were noted by the detectives of the Forsyth County Coroner's Office or the GBI medical examiner's report, Perkins said. Damn, so how did the other medical examiner find all this stuff that the city Forsyth County Coroner's Office did not find? Explain that to me also. That's just like if you go to one doctor for a broken wrist and he tells you that your wrist not broken. You got a wisdom tooth need pulled, but you know you get your wrist broken. You can't move it. But you go to another doctor. He said your wrist broken. Nothing wrong with your wisdom tooth. So which one was telling the truth? That's common sense. But they think we too dumb to read between the lines. Now, 911 calls from the incident support the story that Hornsford death was an accident. So now we're going to take 911 calls credible. Do I not do stories, or other bloggers, YouTubers do stories about people making 911 calls saying that their wife, son, whoever, daughter, whoever died? So we're going to make the caller credible. That's what we're doing in this case. But they also says that the 911 call, the incident, supports the claim of Hornsford death. Basically, they riding with the story that allegedly she jumped off the balcony, fell off the balcony or whatnot, and they just going to ride that. That's their story, and they're sticking to it. They said also in the caller that Jose Barrera told the dispatcher, which he probably knew most likely. We had people over last night. The homeowner told dispatchers, we were drinking. Most of us went to bed. One of them stayed on the balcony. Pause. If you went to bed, how did you know the person stayed on the balcony? Unless when you was going to bed, you looked over and seen the person on the balcony. But that does not mean necessarily that what? The person was still on the balcony after you closed your bedroom door. They probably walked right in after they seen you leave. They probably just didn't want to be around you. Anyway, then he goes on to say, Jose Barrera, the ex-probation officer, says, she was drinking and we just went outside and she's face down in the backyard. How did we go from one of them stayed on the balcony till she was drinking and we just went outside and she's face down in the backyard? How did we just skip that right there? You know, how do you go from point A to point C and skip B? I don't understand that. Let's continue. Now, Hornsford friend Michelle Graves, and big shout out to Michelle Graves for basically pushing the issue. Get you a friend like Michelle. I don't care what color, race, color don't mean a damn thing. Number one, get you a real friend. Because, I mean, your own people can do you just as bad as anybody else. Don't worry about no color. Get you somebody who's going to have your back. And also, Hornsford friend Michelle Graves has been outspoken about believing that her friend's death was not an accident. That's a soldier right there. The news spoke to Graves last week, and she said she believes something else happened to Hornsford, and the family hired another medical examiner who found extensive injuries, guess where? Not on her ring finger, not on her wrist, but all over her body. Let me repeat that. Now, she said she believes something else happened to Hornsford. That's Michelle Graves, her friend. And the family, and big shout out to the family. That's the kind of family you need. You need a family that sticks together in this day and age. And the family hired another medical examiner who found extensive injuries all over her body. So how did this woman get injuries all over her body? So was she basically beaten like a piñata and cast out like somebody with leprosy? Let me know. Now, the news spoke to Graves again Wednesday after the news conference. Graves insisted there's more to the story even after police closed the case. They are totally lying, Graves said on a phone call with the news. They are not out of the woods because this was not an accident. Graves said the family's own medical examiner found other injuries they believe Hornsford sustained after she died. Because guess what? She didn't have all the injuries before she went to that whack-ass house party. You know what I'm saying? The only house party that I like to see is the old house party with Kid and Play and Martin Lawrence and Tisha Campbell and them and Bernie Mac. That's the only house parties I want to see. Anyway, Hornsford father, Kirtland St. DeJour, spoke to Atlanta DJ Ryan. Oh, that was the dad that spoke to the DJ, not the medical examiner. Let me clear that up. Now, he spoke to Atlanta DJ Ryan Cameron's radio show after the sheriff announcement Wednesday. You can go pull that up also. Her injuries were not consistent with what they are saying, St. DeJour said. This is so fishy. I just don't want it to get out of hand. But guess what? It's already out of hand because they killed your daughter. I mean, allegedly, somebody killed your daughter. Or if it was an accident, which I highly think that it was an accident, because I doubt a mother of five would be so careless to go outside and get that drunk, knowing she got to go home to her kids in the morning. Guess what you have if you drink too much? It's a certain thing called a hangover. And I'm not talking about the movie. You know, you have a hangover. So I'm sure she didn't want to go around her kids like that because she looked like a respectable woman, you know, a very beautiful woman. So I don't believe that she would go home with hangovers and headaches and stuff. I believe she was more responsible than that. Also, St. DeJour said the medical examiner, the family hired, found injuries they believe happened after she was already dead. St. DeJour believes someone threw his daughter's body off the deck. Her wrist was cut and broken. Where the body was, there was no blood pool, which means she was already deceased, dead. Saint de Jour said. The news reached out to the homeowner's attorney but hasn't heard back. Toxicology tests are expected to be released Thursday. The news has put in an open records request for both the tox screen in the case file. And also, why they waited so long to do a toxicology report? Because remember, she allegedly died back in November 2018. Here we are, way in March. Why is it taking so long to get those results back? Shouldn't that be one of the key factors? Because notice you're always basing it off of her being drunk in a stupor, and she allegedly wobbled off the balcony and got all these injuries, broke her wrist, cut her finger, and she's dead with no blood around. Let's finish up. Now, thousands of people on social media call for further investigation into Hornsford death with hashtags, hashtag Tamala Hornsford and hashtag justice for Tamala Hornsford. Let me know what you all think about this, because this is a very crazy situation where you have a probation officer who used his position, his authority to go to work and access sensitive information. But the major said the reason why he's not being charged because that information that he was searching for, even though he looked up this woman Michelle Gray's information, I think she said that he made some harassing phone calls to her, looked up her mom information. So if all of this is public information, then anybody from the public can go access police reports and documents, right? That's supposed to be classified as sensitive. So that's the excuse for them not charging this man with malfeasance in office or something, some charge like that. But anyway, let me know what you all think about this. And my condolences goes out to the Hornsford family and also to her dad, Mr. Saint de Jour, and also to her 5 children, because those children need their mom just like we all need our mom. Let me know what you think about this story. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And definitely share this video with your family and friends. And my people in the great state of Georgia, y'all chime in the comment section, especially my people in the Forsyth area, because this is totally wrong. And it seemed like they were such in a rush to hurry up and close this case down without properly investigating. And also, how can a family medical examiner find things that your medical examiner and also the GBI couldn't find? That sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Let me know what you all think. Y'all stay woke, stay blessed, stay vigilant, and watch your back, because we living in some troubled times. I'm out.